not the so tall stuff.
I say so tall as before.
There's we could also pull.
Ooh, can you throw in Rory's speech that he gave to whoever that was in the mines, right? The first episode Sandor appeared. It was a very impassioned speech.
In the mines?
Yes, I don't remember a minor speech.
I don't remember.
The fight with the Tyranids is probably a good one.
Character arc out of Gren. It stuck with me.
Probably the fight with the not big Zom, that giant mech. What's his face had?
It was post fight. Like he was talking to like a sister or someone, and it had just come out that he wasn't actually a minor. It was very impassioned. You'll have to go back and play it on the.
I don't.
Oh, are you talking to my cousin?
Yeah, probably. You're probably talking about what you said to your cousin. I'm not sure if that would appeal to them. That might go under defending yourself and family. Or contribution to clan welfare.
I'm gonna go mute for a second. You did.
I was impressed by that zero-sum game on that first roll. By that matching right there.
Yeah, Teldarin. That was the thing. The mech fight with Teldarin.
Yeah.
Trick being, we need to make sure it's more clips of you guys than it is Crow, because Crow's already established, so using Crow as an example really doesn't help. It's like we're trying to sell the Maquis here.
So he already inherently is giving you more credit than...
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like we want to minimize clips of Crow and more, again, clips of the team working together or clips of the other PCs that are not Crow.
Crow, and people who are not Crow.
And while they do appreciate a certain level of guile, it still has to be honorable guile. So, some of Xandor's mission, Xandor's spycraft is not something they'd appreciate. Because Mandalorians don't use spies, we just, kick in the door.
Yeah, you can leave me out of it.
Well, if nothing else, we have to include, the mission for your master, because that goes under loyalty to friends and family.
Yes.
Which is important.
What about revenge? Do they like revenge?
Depends on the revenge.
I was like, revenge is fine, on the individual basis. Usually revenge is only, the important part with revenge is it has to be contextualized into something they actually give a fuck about. So in your case, it was revenge for killing your father, right?
And my family. Yep.
Yeah, so revenge for killing family, so
family.
Yes, that would count.
They'll love that.
We can get you a clip of somewhere there's a clip of the actual spaceship crashing through the space station that my mom was on when she died.
Well, we don't really need that because, one, your mom's alive, and the fact that we rescued your mother is more important than the fact that she was believed dead.
No, that was
that's my mom.
Oh, my bad.
That's Rory's mom.
Well, either way, it's the fact that you were on a quest. You were on a quest for revenge and avenged your family. That's the only part we need. We don't need the past footage.
I'm imagining that conversation just happened in character, and Xandor's like,
now Crow would not have gotten that wrong. That's a twist due to how much shit we've had.
We've had a saga.
There's been a lot of mother shit in this.
Yeah.
Oh, the ion cannon and the fleet battle.
Yep.
The Guile.
Well, Guile and the fact that we were engaging a massively superior force and still beat their ass soundly.
Yep.
Could also...
The Kyber planet.
Yeah, that's the ion cannon.
Oh, the ion.
Yeah, where Crow uses a giant lightsaber.
That's some shonen level shit. That's some Bleach level shit.
Your fault.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we can throw that in there. As said, there are quite a few snippets of just like competency and like small things. Like for example, Dimitri shrugging off bolts and just walking up and kicking people's asses.
As they just, people just not demonstrating fear, which again goes under the honor category.
If they want that kind of competence, could throw in Rory's like R-wing flight to the shield generator.
Definitely need to show clips of people, helping to replay or replace anything they fucked up and or broke, because that goes under contribution. Contributing to clan's welfare includes replacing and helping, replenish that which you busted.
Oh yeah, like the reconstruction effort. Oh, after we retook Kokoke.
Yeah, I'd say any reconstruction, especially the humanitarian efforts Sky was leading after they did the orbital drop on the city.
Ooh, I think another thing they'll probably like is the fact we beat the shit out of those people who wanted to be left alone, and basically gave them reason to be, okay, yeah, have fun, go. You don't want to do our thing? Go do that thing. Go.
Again, definitely Tyranids.
Yep, the nids. That's pretty much honestly like all our big missions. Sieges.
I feel like the stopping nerve gas mission would be good, except we don't really have any proof that's what they were doing. We just have you shooting down bombers that just look like normal bombers.
Yeah. Well, if you want something like that, the hyperspace bomb.
Yeah, we did stop the. We prevent. That definitely goes under contribution to welfare and loyalty, because we stopped them from blowing up their own planet.
I still wince at that. Like, what the fuck?
Definitely a montage of us, shaking hands, making doing those warrior handshakes for all these alliances we've set up.
Mm-hmm.
A couple clips of slapping around the Kingpin, just because, well, it's been forever since we've seen him. We need to get another Michael Clark Duncan clip in here.
He coughs on his death stick.
Yeah. Just a montage of Rory's career, since it's all been really stupid that shit out of worked, but it did. Spent the first half of the campaign in the Stormtrooper armor, and
Actually, by all rights, I think Rory is a foundling.
I hate to break it to you, with how I'm selling this, arguably Crow is trying to tell them that all of them are foundlings. I also have to be very careful not to frame this in a way that accidentally makes it look like I'm trying to become Mandalore.
To the guy who wants to conquer a planet to lay a campaign across the galaxy. Well, across a part of the galaxy.
Well, you see, I say that because Wrestle in Air final point number 6, when called upon by Mandalore, rally to the cause. Is that literally not what Crow did? So I have to show they're willing to do that without pointing out, yeah, I am Mandalore of this planet, you have come to take my planet, fuck you. There's a fine line we're walking there.
Have a bigger helmet?
As the fact that we kicked the shit out of his protector will definitely help, just because, the protectors are supposed to be the best of us, so if we beat them, that definitely proves strength.
And
they have to wear the armor? I mean...
I know one thing that, if willing, Rory will throw in, like, audio-wise, is Crow came to our world and taught those who were willing.
Yep.
He didn't force it on anyone. Like, yes, he forced it as training, but only when they accepted, hey, yes, I want to join Maquis.
That's like, they had to choose to be trained. Once they chose to be trained, oh yeah, I trained the fuck out of them. But sadly, there are 2 points I cannot prove. The canons of honor expect you to have an honorable death. We only had one person who, in theory, died, and apparently he didn't. So, I mean, we can show that, but the fact that no one has died kind of makes it hard to prove that we will die honorably. But again, we got the footage of that one fight with the NPC we thought died. So I think we can count that. And the other one I can't prove yet is Russell and Air number 4. Raise your children as Mandalorians.
I'm pretty sure that we can edit the footage to make it look like more people died honorably if we need to.
Yeah, but then we're lying, and if that gets out, the whole thing backfires.
Yeah, but it won't get out in the next 48 hours while we're taking over the planet.
Ooh, I know what we can throw in that I just now remember.
If it does get out, they come back at us tenfold. And Crow probably loses his helmet.
I just remembered something that thank you, Matt and Tris. Honorable deaths. The Argo base tribute funeral rites.
Okay, yeah, we got the honorary funeral for the people that died before the campaign started, and then we've got the again that one fight where we thought the one Pathfinder died.
Yep.
So we at least show him trying to die honorably, even though he apparently survived.
Well, I mean, he was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he came back, so he didn't. Even if we so he died, but he got over it.
And I mean,
I thought you died. Only a little.
We can go send Kai Rendon into battle real quick, and we can.
Yeah, Kai Rendon doesn't die honorably.
Sorry.
Not for any fault of his own. It's just we have the Mandos have a very peculiar way of contextualizing honor that Kai Rendon doesn't apply to. Specifically because he's not throwing the Force around willy-nilly, he's counted as holding back, and because he's holding back, he's not being honorable. So I mean, it's not it's not that he's a bad person. It's just for the purposes of what we're trying to prove here.
Oh, I know. I was making a joke anyway. Obviously, isn't dead.
Yeah. Not for lack of trying, though. I don't know if you guys fighting the Invisible Men really counts as anything particularly impressive.
Fighting people who fought dishonorably and we still rose to the top.
Yeah, that's probably a fair way of putting it, yeah. I think that covers all my notes. Yeah. Obviously conquering First Order right now, best of the Protectors. Any combat montage we have proves that we've not only never backed down from a fight, but we've never lost a fight. The worst we've had is a couple of draws, but we don't have to show that in the clip. That's not lying, because we're trying to show our best, not our...
Yep.
Never knowingly left a man behind, goes under loyalty. And we've also got plenty of other things to demonstrate loyalty to both the Maquis and the people of Zenti. Again, we have things to indicate, at least attempts at honorable death. Again, all you have to do is look at look at any of us, and they see that they have to wear that they are wearing the armor. As we don't have a unified language, but they very clearly all speak the same language when it comes to fighting, because you can clearly show them working well together. We can show defense of yourself and family very easily. Again, any of the PC loyalty missions demonstrates that. We can also show liberating Gin's village was pre-Tandy, so we don't have footage of that.
Oh my god, I just realized Crow literally is just doing loyalty missions.
Yeah. That's it. We got the contributions easily covered. Everyone fights. No one slacks. If you broke it or lost it, you help replace it. And again, very clearly demonstrate when the call to arms went out, these guys showed up. So again, we've covered Cannons of Honor and Russell and Air.
Okay.
Woo!
We just need to, again, cut the clip show together accordingly, and then I'm probably going to have to make a persuasion roll, because this is probably going to have to come through me.
Okay. From Zendor, I would.
Actually, it's probably a group skill challenge, yeah.
As you mentioned prior, I would like both a cultures roll and a political discourse roll.
Probably the last time I get to roll political discourse.
Yeah, it's not going to come up in the next bit, I'm sure.
Hey, you never know. I might have to flip some stormtroopers or something. Uh-oh.
This was the Hail Mary I've been working on for 2 weeks.
Okay. No, I appreciate it because you 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 had remembered basically kind of his non-D1 identity.
Well, yeah, I remember.
So
Well, I mean, it helps he slapped. He basically slapped the answer right there in his title.
The cultures rule, I got a 12 and a crit fail.
Have you used the, what was it, 2 disposable power die we were given yet?
No. But I don't think that'll overcome the crit fail.
Well, remember, this is D6, where a 1 and a 6 does not mean an automatic failure, it just means something bad is added to whatever the roll is. You still can see if you make the difficulty.
yeah,
So those power die would, at least raise the 12 up.
basically it adds a complication to like the scene, preferably around what was rolled, but not necessarily.
In this case, it could very easily be you edited something in a way that is found offensive, but considering we're working on this as a group, the rest of us might be able to go, whoa, fix that.
15.
With 2 power die, you only get 3? Damn. I'm glad the actual Mando is sitting on you to go for this.
And then to go ahead.
It's like definitely going to have to do a. Was it a sensitive? Have to be a sensitivity reader.
25 on the cut.
Okay.
That was nice comeback there.
If we're doing this as a group check, maybe Rory can make a computers check or something to actually find the appropriate footage.
Well, I was about to ask, is there anything Greg, that you believe Rory can add? I know you've come up with ideas that have been helpful.
Yeah.
But in terms of like
Mechanically.
any mechanical things you'd like to throw in there.
You know what? Possibly yes, but I'm not sure if it will work as intended. Cultural identity.
Okay.
Because yes, this is appealing to Mandalorians, but
we want to
this
show
is
that,
also showing our way of doing
it's like
things.
because we're trying to show that that the way of the Maquis / the way of Zenti is just as honorable a warrior and worthy a warrior as the Mandalorian. So yeah, making sure to get that Zenti framing. I'm on board with that because we have been trying to work Zenti culture into the Maquis stuff. It's been a nice, in theory, hybrid.
Much like Beskar and Zeskar, it is that better combined.
Yeah, we learned that the hard way.
Zeskar.
Like at this point, Crow, Sky, and Dimitri are all wearing hybrid material.
Is Zeskar the best car?
I would actually argue yes, Zeskar is better than Beskar. That 2D, giving the 2D plus 10 versus the 3D. Or doing it the way Crow and Sky have been doing it as
Jesus Christ!
Did you do something racist against your own race?
No.
Is it racist
Power
when the race
die?
itself does it?
Oh.
Come in. Are you jealous?
It's a cowboy hat.
My outfit.
Pablo Santos. And then Sage is that. Just go from the back and light you a path up to your room.
So I also used the 2 power die?
Where dogs?
They're in the yard.
They left
Um,
and left that 3 hours.
They wanted to go back out.
52.
What?
It was beautifully made.
Did we burn them together?
No, one or the other. You don't want to burn them at the same time, unless like, come on, it's weird.
I am a son of Zenti.
Nice.
Jesus
Nice.
Christ.
We have we have moderate Zord numbers here, folks. Okay. Here's my notes. Don't quite post your persuasion yet.
I have. I'm compiling modifiers. I'm not actually rolling yet.
Speaking of
Watch out, he's
modifiers,
piling modifiers.
Because I'm trying to figure out if I want to throw anything extra at it, so I want to figure out what I'm actually rolling first.
between Xandor and Rory, add 5D.
5d6 friendship.
Friendship makes you strong.
Okay. Note, Matt, if you can hear us, I believe you're on mute. Okay. So while you're figuring that out, are you guys going to be leaving the atmosphere? To...
Oh yeah, we had ended the session leaving the atmosphere and flying on our way over.
Yep.
In that case,
On the other side of my so
as you guys are leaving the atmosphere, you'll see that the Bajur is, in fact, closer. Practically in at this point high orbit, because it was like 120 space units away before.
Well, damn, that got here a lot faster than I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean they were in their artillery range.
Well, yeah, I
So-
just thought they had parked at artillery range were firing. Didn't it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just a noting of that accelerated faster than I was expecting. Okay.
You will also note, aside from the rather, in addition to the first order hulks and some fighting that is still going on, that there is a sizable hole in your defense grid.
God damn it.
Because the Buzzer was plucking at it from beyond retaliation, so
We worked really hard for that. And we probably got our money's worth out of it at this point anyway.
With both cloak shaped and ties flying about, you're able to pilot through the parts of the battle that you need to board the rather immense ship. Eventually making your way to the bridge. Do you have Quinlan with you?
Yeah, he was with us.
Okay, I will need to drop Quinlan then. Okay. as you were walking through the ship, there there were well the occasional Mandalorian, as most of them are going to be at battle stations, while a small portion of them are just going to be on, interior defense patrol. But on the bridge, you see what looks like a light bridge complement of 6 stationed Mandalorians. And at the head of the bridge is, I see only Tristan and myself are in the roll 20. I will throw this in to escape them.
Daddy Mando. All I ever wanted to do was make you proud, Dad.
Oh, he's proud of me. It's the rest of you fucks we have to justify.
When you guys arrive, I'll be turning around along with a second individual that I will need to make a few notes about the armor itself. And I will put that up in a moment. Is a taller than the average, and I'll put it up on the big screen for you. It didn't actually have the Mandalorian helmet there, but a taller than average Yappy clad in body armor. The image doesn't have the full helmet because for some reason it didn't render with the full helmet, but
Yappy?
This is the missing Yappy.
yes.
Also, I'm sorry, but I wanted to say Mandalorian Sokka.
But it's a the helmet is a cheap Mandalorian helmet, considering Mandalorians don't have Doggy Kruger helmet technology. Though it does look like there is a hinge, so this Yappy, if needed, can actually bite.
Oh, that's how you... Oh, fuck. Hang on, I have to get back my master seal. Hinges never occurred to me.
All I have is gimbals. Welcome to the bridge, Crow.
Welcome to the Danforth system, Father. Welcome to a reused map, PCs.
Ah, yes. I mean, it's still an Imperial ship.
Yeah, I would say it makes sense. I'm just kind of funny.
Seriously, if you guys ever tried to find a usable map of a Star Destroyer bridge, it's not that easy.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean, all the Star Destroyer bridges are basically the same, so...
Oh yes, but you have to find any map of a Star Destroyer bridge. For some reason, RPGs don't like having maps of Star Destroyer bridges. I don't know.
I take it by the entourage that these are the best of the planets.
They are the best of the Maquis, at least, yes. Given that you've had boots on the ground for a while now, I'm sure you're aware that Zenti is composed of several factions. They've been brought together in an alliance against the First Order and apparently indirectly against you. Since we had no idea you were D1 at the time.
As unfortunate as it was a necessity.
I can see how you got to that conclusion. I am hoping we can change your mind.
I'm hoping you can too.
Anyway, we brought this PowerPoint.
You really unfurling a hollow projector.
Do you have an HDMI port?
The HDMI, what? We have Wi-Fi, son.
This is Disneyverse.
As someone who gives presentations for a living, never trust the Wi-Fi.
Wait, why were you using Wi-Fi? I thought we were using a hologram.
Well, you see, we have this wonderful technology in all the Maquis armor where I can, put a thing on my wrist computer and it shows up on your screen.
Yeah, that's the HoloNet.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
I take it Sandor didn't actually suddenly go and here's a PowerPoint.
No. I don't, at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Because as I've encountered, I assume that was a joke.
Yeah.
Well then, what what is it that you have in mind?
Well, you challenged the people of Zenti. We are here to take up that challenge, and as the ones who were challenged, we have choice of weapon and battlefield. My choice? That which makes us Mandalorian, the very lore and tenets of our people. So now,
Interesting.
submitted for the approval of Mandalorian society, I present to you the Star Wars.
Rory pulls a rod from a satchel that turns into, the old time screen of. Brought to you by Zen.
Somebody
As a
first powers their
cultural
flamethrower for a second,
project.
Now,
Brought to you by Zenti Cultural Studios.
before I
Directed
commit,
by Sandor Marquis.
as I recall, force point applies to the base skill, not any situational modifiers we picked up.
Correct. Your raw skill dice
Okay.
are doubled, and then modifiers get slapped on.
Yeah. How confident, especially with that 1 and the 6 floating in the wings.
Well, I know exactly what that's going to be for.
Yeah, well, I don't, so...
Editing by Sandor.
That fit in rather nicely.
I'm sure it did. And probably feeds directly into the thing you were talking about. Okay. So I'm going to blow a force point. God, I wish I was a social character and had boost.
Busto.
Way higher than I was expecting. Now I feel silly blowing that first point.
Hey, that can be really, really good, really advantageous there.
Hold on to your butts. So this is the story. All
I wish I could give points for the GIF.
well, you could throw one, but it wouldn't matter because XP doesn't matter after this point.
And the points don't matter. Okay. You present your history, your great deeds, your Mandalorianness. For those who can read the helmet/armor motions, Kane is looking with like genuine interest. As a matter of fact, this has caught the attention of the rest of the bridge crew.
It's that Johnny Williams score, man. Gets him every time. Wonky Tuga Veda.
And as just discussed earlier, deeds of helping people, glorious bravery, battles against clearly superior numbers, and given the roles and everything, something else I'll throw in for you guys. The ground battle portion
That is actively happening outside the window.
I'm talking about well, technically, if you include the occupation, I'll say the first Maquis battle of Zenti. Remember when Silver assaulted while the Spanish battle was going on?
Got to include that in the highlight reel. That would have been
Well, with this role, I'm presuming that they're there. That's why I wanted to mention it. So at that point, that's showing you guys scoring victory over arguably a more strategic opponent. How long do you guys imagine that this video is?
I imagine that we know Mandalorians like to keep shit brief and direct, but we're trying to encompass 132 episodes of content. So I know Japan would try to do that in 22 minutes, but we're extra. So I'm going to try to keep it at 5, just under 5.
Really?
I would say 7 is probably a good number.
Okay, yeah, I'm willing to go with 7. It's prime.
Okay.
7's fine. Still, again, 132 episodes in 7 minutes. Thankfully, there's a lot of filler.
Got some of that bleach filler going on there.
I mean, we do. We have, several episodes. One fight, it's like 30 seconds of in-game time has taken like 5-6 sessions sometimes. So we got that shonen filler.
This space will blow up in 5 minutes.
Yeah, thankfully we never got Planet Namek bad, but 200 episodes, 5 minutes, in universe.
5? Was it 5 minutes? Do you even know what a minute is? Of course I do!
Apparently Namekian minutes are way longer than anybody else's minutes.
The best way I think that ever happened is because they're just so fast, their span of their perception of time is just so fucked up. So it was 5 minutes for them.
So even though they
to
spent most of it
do
standing
it-
still.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just like. Anyways.
Yep. Hmm. As he looks with consideration.
If it doesn't work, we just have to get them all down. That'll prove we have a big dick. But yeah,
You weren't supposed to see that. No, wait,
his
no.
name.
That, oh, okay. They changed the coloration of Whispers.
Yeah, we just all I see is his name.
Neat. I wish it was a little more contrasting. But that's just my eyes suck. Okay. Cool. I see. Is it?
Xandor walks in from the bathroom. How'd it go?
Kane will reach underneath the like shoulder cloak that he has.
Danger sense is not going off, so I don't need to tense. Just be cool.
Still no just in a blaster.
He pulls out. Sorry. Anyway, he pulls out a old warped piece of metal. If you are not Crow, I will need a cultures roll.
Tandy gives a 1d bonus. It's under knowledge if you don't have any ranks in it.
Can someone roll me 7d?
Cultures, you just said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wait, she only gives the bonus if you don't have ranks in it?
No, she gives a 1d bonus. If you have,
Oh.
regardless. But
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if everybody remembered where cultures was because I don't know who has ranks in it and who doesn't.
Crow doesn't need to roll given his background.
Roll me 7d6.
Is that including Tandy?
Yep.
Nice.
No ones that time. That's a total of 26.
So the opposite of one.
Uh, 23.
Okay. Everyone will be able to recognize it as a excuse me. As a warped signal. It looks like that it was probably recovered from a battlefield, or it's by some other means had been subjected to a large amount of heat and such. The signet specifically is a older style of the I get it flipped all the damn time.
House Ren, Clan Vizsla.
Thank. Okay. House Ren, Clan Vizsla, not Clan Ren, House Vizsla.
Mhm.
So, it's a older style, clearly damaged signet of the House Ren symbol.
No, I'm sorry, you were correct the first time. I had it backwards that time.
So it's
House Vizsla, Clan Ren.
okay. The Clan Ren symbol as he shifts his shoulder cloak, the group of you will be able to see see what is clearly a non-distorted Clan Red signet as a part of the kind of attached to the upper arm shoulder armor, though it looks like a slight variant in the same way that the New Republic symbol is a variant of the Rebel Alliance Republic symbol. As he takes off the variant signet and places on the older warped one, which has the same design as, again, like what you'd be wearing, Crow. And he kind of holds out his hand facing the variant symbol towards himself, the shoulder cloak falling back over in the place, and he stares at it for a moment. And then makes a tossing gesture as it hits the deck plate and skids towards your group, landing between Quinlan and Sky, and in front of Crow. Kane will redirect his vision to you guys as a group. In showing your valor, your adherence to the creed, and the unification that he performed on the world, allowing even the most untrained, but willing of them to join the same song. You have highlighted some of my transgressions and getting to where I am now, about to conquer this world for the good of itself, and the vengeance that must be done. what I have seen is that while my goal is indeed worthy, you have followed a parallel path with more purity than I've been able to muster over these years. You have won this challenge, Crow and defenders of Zenti. And I applaud you for doing it through through action, not just battle for control of this bridge and against myself. Feel free to do with that, as you make there's a small head nod towards the variant signet, as you will. I will be glad to aid you, the defenders of Zenti, and especially you, my son, in repelling the first order from the system, and as an alliance through the rest of what space they control.
Crow will pick up the signet. All right then. Well, the people who have wronged us both, the people whose vengeance you wish to inflict, they are on the world below, and in the ships behind us at this point. So, let's get to it. Luke turns to the rest of the party. Congratulations! You guys are all now apparently honorary Mandalorians. It worked.
Kane will toggle something on his wrist, and he'll be speaking in Mandalorian, which will then be piped through the rest of the ship. I will be speaking in English.
David will be portraying the subtitles this evening. Which, funnily enough, we actually do have now.
To all Mandalorian on the Bajur, the ground battle will now commence. Launch these shuttles and their escorts. We will be working in concert with the defenders of Zenti against the First Order that infects this world. With that, through what windows you can see, there is just a mass of fighters and shuttles that swarm out of the hangar bay of the Bajur and into view of the windows and such. You will for the speedier ships, you'll be seeing a bit of glow. Okay. A bit of a glow as ships are making entry. Some of the escorts are breaking off to engage First Order forces that are still intact within orbit.
Pretty sure Super Star Destroyer can plug the hole he made. That should do.
As we're seeing all that fly by, Rory will quietly say into PTP a line from like an old storybook, equivalent to in Paris's words, launched 1,000 ships. Yeah, good job, boss. Good job, Crow.
Yeah, good job to you two also. This was definitely a team effort.
Hmm.
It's like, I said the words, but you guys were what gave me the ammo to sell it.
Just doing my job.
So
Now,
you could say,
cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war. Yes?
at that, there is a, excuse me, there is a all bands communication that comes in.
Oh no. Ah, God. God damn it.
So, you okay there?
Rory's just like, God damn it, who is it now?
We're running out of factions. I mean, unless Ray or some fucker pulls up, I think we're covered.
It's the pirates. They just wanted to say hi.
That's fine. The pirates are on our side already.
This is D.
This is D1.
This is D1 actual.
Like, wait, what?
This is D0.
It was I, Dio. It's like, God damn it.
Fucking.
This is D-1
Yeah,
square.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot he's imaginary.
Oh.
No, imaginary enough.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a math joke. Oh, but okay. With the broad
All troops execute. Oh, yeah, sorry, no, go. Just please do. We can do this all night.
Yeah. With the Broadcom that appears to somewhat. It comes in unexpectedly because the Mandalorians there was someone after what was going on. They're now paying attention to their consoles. Hello, traitors. and defenders of Zenti.
Hello!
I will applaud you for dismantling many of my forces and turning the intelligence community against me.
Squirrel's just standing there for a minute. It's like, wait, what? When did we do that?
Rory will fist bump Xandor for that. Yeah, Rory will fist bump Xandor for that one.
But it's clear that those here are unaware that I thrive in pressure cooker situations, and and areas where I have to adapt. So thank you, Maquis, for teaching me a few tricks and allowing me to recover a dear friend who, without, I would not be in the present situation that I'm in.
Oh. Oh no. Where do we leave the prisoner? Xandor's just went from laughing to, like, rigid with fear.
I am in possession of a secret. One of which that I will lay full claim on, thanks to your help, D1, or I believe as you've most recently wanted to be called, Mandalorian Kane Ren.
Huh. Papa Mando.
D1 will speak up. Director Silver. The time of manipulations and invisible guidance, especially when it comes to myself and my goals, are over. If you wish to state that you have some threat against myself or the defenders of this world, then make it. My patience for such drawn out things has reached its end. Well, Mandalorian Rand, if you want to do away with the pageantry of the situation, that's just fine with me. For everyone else who's listening in, you can begin. With that, I will need people to make a dexterity check. As not only do you hear this rending noise, the entire ship appears to jolt.
I suddenly don't think we're going to have a star. What is it? Star Destroyer.
Superstar Destroyer.
Superstar Destroyer.
I only say this because I'm not in roll 20 at the moment. It's total of 21.
I have to go untrip a circuit breaker from Mom, but I can get the roll in before I do.
Okay. Do you want me to wait for you?
If you don't mind holding on a minute, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I will pause for tension.
You bring Eric up to speed because he just logged in.
Yo!
I am currently driving home, so...
That's why I said he can bring you up to speed.
Yeah, please don't ask me to make rolls.
PowerPoint, son. Today it was more powerful than nanomachines.
18?
Okay, Senator Armstrong. Oh man, I got nothing for that one. That makes me sad.
There's a lot of 15s.
No, I was busy doing it. Nanomachine, son! PowerPoint presentation, son! This is how I show my portfolio! I would have gone to MIT if it wasn't for the bank. Probably some cushy Ivy League. Try University of Texas. Nobody fucks with this, Senator.
Anyways, what's actually going on, guys?
Well,
So, we
Please go
convinced
on.
the Mando not to kill us, and basically got the Mandos to join us. And then Admiral Silver showed up. He said that we helped him get back a close friend, which has turned Xandor's stomach intensely, as until Xandor is going to probably, the second that he gets a turn, going to be trying to get the status update on the prisoner.
Oh yeah, he probably took back his friend.
Yeah.
Which friend?
The one who
the
killed
that Xandor
Xandor,
cares about.
the one that killed Xandor's dad.
Oh, Trench.
no, Trench,
No, he's still at coffee table.
yeah. No, the former captain of the Gravestone.
Yeah. The one that when Xandor went to fight him, Kai Rendon actually rolled well, and the guy surrendered before I could attack. Yeah.
Well, we don't know for certain now.
Oh, he's the only person Silver has ever referred to as friend.
Shit.
Yep. 'Cause
Yeah.
For those that were a part of defending the Ubiquitous attack on Condor, remember the entire prison block was empty. Not that you had very many prisoners.
Oh.
Yeah.
Last I checked, I was pretty sure we tracked all of them down.
You remember you tracked. Remember you tracked the that Stormtrooper squad.
Yeah, we tracked down Crow's killer's Stormtrooper squad and his sister. That was it.
Well, maybe Admiral Silver decides not to be a complete asshole since we didn't kill his friend. Didn't have his friend get killed by his own empire. Maybe.
I don't think you guys realize what this implies. Xandor.
Xandor's have a complicated backstory event come up. It's a plot twist.
No.
Those happen.
Oh. Somebody is going to have to shake Xandor out, or talk Xandor off the ledge.
Well, that's what you're.
Don't forget, Xandor took dark side points on the mission where it came down the sky.
Yep. Well,
That's okay,
we will know what we can do. But he's not here.
Yeah.
But we will know what we can do as soon as we find out what that Dex rule is for.
Yes.
As soon as Trish gets back, I'll continue describing the scene. These guys use the power of history, and if I can use the meme, family.
Family.
To win a battle of essentially ideology and conviction.
That's cool and all, but there's one problem with this. Where's the last Gappy?
Ah,
He's on the boat.
Oh, he's in
it's
front of
nice.
us. Yeah, he's here. He's wearing Mandalorian armor. Oh, and they figured out how to do the bite thing. They just hinged his armor, or they hinged his helmet.
I didn't think it was that hard to do that part. It's just.
Well, it's just
why
more if we didn't
do
think
it
about
for a
it.
space suit. That takes a lot more extra effort than is needed.
So pretty much everyone's backstory just crashed together into the finale.
Well, my backstory's been done, except for the one Yappy. It's like, okay, he decided to become a Mando. Weird, but okay.
Hey.
Yeah, we haven't got anything else because it was kind of a sequence of events.
Yeah.
That's cool and all. Y'all can continue your sequence of events. I've been up for 33 hours.
Oh, damn.
It's like,
Ooh.
that story is done. It's tied off with a little bow.
Yeah, your backstory's not allowed to be tied off in a little bow.
You missed a spot.
You should know this, Matt.
So I missed the part about how Silver's speech applies to Xandor's backstory that was in theory resolved?
He now has his dear friend back.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know? You went after your backstory while I was AFK.
No, I thought your backstory was resolved when we captured the dude. I thought that was the end of it.
Yeah. And we
The dude escaped, apparently.
That's not surprising. A lot of people escaped. Means you get your mulligan.
I know.
Yeah, you guys should kill him.
I can't judge for your mulligan. I got mine.
Or will you forgive him and embrace the light? Find out next time.
Well, so
Yeah.
while you're
Xandor is
sorry, go on.
Xandor is now just a heads up. Looks a little unhinged.
Speaking of unhinged, did I miss his dex roll?
I said 18.
18. Okay.
All right, and I will go ahead and put mine down.
There's a Rory dex listed of 21 right there.
Yeah, because when you said it, there we go. Okay. Xandor, Greg, Rory rather, and oh wait, yep, just two of you. We'll be able to keep your footing fine. I believe Crow, Sky, and Quinlan.
Mm-hmm.
You're not thrown to the ground, but you're jostled. So the next action that you're going to take will be at a D penalty.
Oh no, they shook my confidence bonus. Literally. They shook the ship now at 1D minus 1.
You'll see hull fragments at the viewport, as the viewport is now slightly angled downwards. Alarms are going off, and before Kane can ask for a report,
Okay, what hit us?
This guy, this Mandalorian, and I'll guess I'll put the image on for those who are not in Skype.
Dude, your pistol's on fire.
I know. It's called a flame. It's called a flame wand.
Oh.
I got it from this really weird planet.
Don't you know
They were very backward, but real powerful. Yeah.
He will first spit out a curse, and then report what the derelict interdictor has formed a gravity well partially in her hull. Ren will Kane will say, and how did we miss that? There's a moment of silence as they realize when they missed the power-up sequence of the Interdictor's gravity well generators.
It was during the PowerPoint.
It was during the PowerPoint.
You made it too distracting.
My bad. I shouldn't have used all those beach shots of the girls in the bikini. We're trying to capture the essence of Zinti.
No matter to that now we need to thoroughly destroy that cruiser. On a display, what is shown is that the interdictor, because the interdictor has more than one gravity well generator. You're basically shown a what's more shown to Kane, but you guys can see it. Is the ship with three points of it where there's a intersecting gravity field where it's been formed in the ship, and basically one near the front, one in the middle, and one at the back, and a fourth one beneath the ship between the ship and Zenti. You will notice the planet getting closer. As Silver will continue speaking. And you have become Maquis. Kane will not respond because he's more focused on trying to ordering his people to try to get the ship under control.
While he's doing that, I would like to order any of the Amwases or other ships that think they can break off to assist dealing with the interdictor.
Okay. For as to make this undoubtable, Zenti is still my world. Okay, in terms of if they are available, for defenses for 25, do they roll a 1?
There was no ones, but we did beat them by 21.
Oh, that's the ground, not the battle of space.
In space, we rolled a 1 on our power die.
Okay. One of the Amwas captains will respond to you. Khan, things are fairly fairly hectic here. We can go after the new target, but it will leave some of us exposed.
Exposed is not
No.
dead. I assume you're remembering Tandy and mass combat bonuses and everything when I look at these numbers.
Yeah, it should.
I'm just double checking.
Yeah, there's the +2 for the mass combat. Am I missing?
I might be missing one, but I'll have to check the.
So I'm missing like some extra paradise or something.
I think. I'm looking. I don't think it's going to change that roll.
It won't, because even if I include, say, 2 or 3 extra, none of them rolled a reroll.
Mm-hmm.
So. Because I was giving a +2D because of some of your tactics.
Yeah, it was. I know it was +2D to mass combat. I'm trying to remember what the other one was.
Yeah.
Platforming shuffle, good timing, efficient planning. I think it was the efficient planning, so increases power dice by 1 for each listed difficulty. So in this case, +2 power die. Which probably doesn't change anything, but
No, not with that particular roll.
yeah. So just looking at force numbers, we're rolling 6 to their 6, so it would be a fair fight at that point.
No, they have 6. You're rolling 7. Sorry, you're
rolling 8.
8. Yeah.
Which is that's why I was calculating. It's like,
Yeah.
So depending on what exposed means, and we have the extra power die. Yeah, I'll take the risk. Probably don't need a lot. Just 1 or 2 should be enough.
Okay.
I say it is, in theory disabled, so it shouldn't be able to fight that hard. We just need to take it out a little bit faster.
Considering that now the Mandalorians are involved, no doubt you're retraining your turbo laser batteries on the interdictor that you've no doubt detected at this point. I would like to say, feel free to fire at the cruiser who has its gravity well generators jury-rigged. I'm sure there'll be no chance at all that something catastrophic may happen.
Rory, how long do we have? Is there any chance of them being able to pull out of this, or are we just expecting this thing to fall out of the sky at this point?
What kind of role would you like, David, to gather that information?
Given the fact that we're dealing with, damage being a factor in this, you can make me a capital ship repair roll to judge, the power that the systems can put forth and the integrity of the ship with comparing maneuvers and such.
Uh, 44?
Oh,
Yeah, you forget he's good at that.
Engineering.
Yeah.
oh, damn.
Engineering.
Damn, okay. I see there. Okay, given their skills, provided provided that the circumstances do not change, you are giving them a 4 out of 6 chance of the buzzer being able to force itself out of its current situation, though clearly not unscathed.
4 to 6 chance that we can make it out of this, but not by the skin of our teeth.
Anything you think you can do to help if we get you down to engineering?
Get me down to engineering would, I would say, I don't know if that we would get down that quick. But I can see what I can do from the engineer station, or I can work with their engineers, see what changes we can make.
All right, go for it.
Okay. You can hop down to one of the consoles in the
turn to Kane.
Yep.
Yeah. Turn to Kane. Permission to assist with your engineering solution.
Go ahead.
And kind of like gesture, like, where am I going? And just they point in the direction. And I guess I will assist in talking with their engineer tech of like, okay, maybe we can take away these ion turrets and switch power there, shunt power where we can and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, if you're wanting to help them out, I'll need another capital ship repair roll.
Of course.
In addition, can I get a single d6 roll? One from Rory, one from Xandor, and one from Crow. Unless, I take it that Dimitri is.
Airdrop alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, he from what I heard him say, he was up for 33 hours straight. So yeah, he out.
Okay.
That is a 4, by the way, for the 1D roll.
Okay. Xandor?
If someone can roll mine for me, I am not by dice.
4.
Make it a romantic scene.
Okay.
38 for the capital ship repair.
Okay. Well, the Mandalorians are rather proficient. As you have learned from them, they generally go all out in whatever it is that they are doing. And in this case, that is not the best decision to do, as they are putting undue pressure on the structure of the ship with how they are firing off their various engine systems to try to pull out of those.
Okay, cool. Rory will tactically advise to switch to cool down on certain engines, boost the deflector shield, things of that nature. That way, it's shifting it that the engines aren't running super hot, and also giving more of a chance to take on whatever's coming, because it's not if, it's when. Basically, giving us the best chance to survive this hit with what we got.
Okay.
Or at least buy enough time to escape pod if we have to.
Okay. What you've done with that roll is, again, provided nothing else happens, you have increased their chances to 5 and 6. Um, with the Almost classes coming in to shoot at the interdictor, they fly past, letting what?
I was just noting that you made a second roll and we did better, even though I pulled chips away.
Letting loose a volley, slamming in to the derelict interdictor as the Almos ships are flying away. There is a almost rainbow burst of light that comes from the interdictor. The Almost ships are suddenly kind of flipped to a 60-degree angle and is being kind of pulled backwards towards the explosion. For those that can see this through the viewports, you are seeing a bit of a motion blur effect on them as they are trying to accelerate away and right themselves as this interdiction implosion effect jolts the Roger, come on, with intense gravity waves. Remember, your rolls were 6 and 4 and 4 respectively.
Mm-hmm.
I made a random d6 roll to see if bad things would happen, depending on what you guys rolled. You had to match my roll. The more that was matched, the more that goes on. I rolled a 4, 6, and a 4.
Oh, so we did great.
No, you matched what I rolled.
Oh, so we did terribly. We got worst case scenario. Well, fuck.
Shit.
We'll be fine. We survived worse.
And for some reason, I imagined us going down with a ship. It's like another day in the Maquis.
Yep. Drama.
Drama. Excitement.
Okay. You will catch in the background, because the broadcom is still open, a rougher voice state, clearly not meant to be picked up, picked up by the mic. It was it was be- it was better than expected. I can only hope that Maquis found his way on that ship.
Too bad Matt left the call already.
Damn.
Curses.
Since you're looking at the engineering monitors, Rory, you will see a slew of damage alerts pop up as your as the chances you just improved for them plummet.
They will only hear a curt fuck. The ship no longer has the integrity to safely pull off the required maneuvers. Yeah, Rory will turn to Crow, who probably expects something is like, we're gonna be floating dead.
Floating dead is still okay. It was about to crash. Do we at least abort crash, or are you saying we can't even do that much?
He'll punch some numbers.
The Yappy will speak up, saying something in Yappy.
Yappy noises.
Read subtitles.
Yes, Yappy noises. Welcome back. Considering the lack of sleep you have, I will completely understand if you just want to go to bed.
I must conclude the Yappy.
Well,
Okay.
the ship is in the middle of crashing, so you're probably not going to include the Yappy for a minute or two.
No!
What was said in Yappy, since, of course, Yappy can understand Yappy, was the ship won't make it, but that doesn't mean it's a victory for them.
Got that right, doggy buddy.
Rory, you said you were punching some numbers.
Yeah, punching in some numbers to see if we're crashing versus just in space.
Given your
Yep.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Okay. Given your skills, I won't even have you roll for that because you're doing what for you is very simple math. No, given the implosion effects of the generators and the gravity they were already projecting, the ship is on a trajectory for planetfall, specifically on the sensor camouflaged area in the mountain range.
Oh, so was that intentional? He engineered it so we're going to fall on reflex point, or is that just a happy coincidence?
For that, I will actually need a roll. If you want to surmise whether it's intentional or not.
It's like, is Silver trying to take out reflex point too?
I mean, after what the Vigor is trying to do to him, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I understand that. I'm just saying that would be a new wrinkle.
You can make the applicable skills here would be tactics, scholar, excuse me. You're projecting a course, essentially, is what you're doing. Kelp ship piloting roll, or Um, unless, Rory, you can justify to me a technical skill that would apply for this calculation.
Mathematical engineering to calculate the geometry of a falling ship.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that would fall under.
Mathematical engineering. It's technical skill because it's an engineering skill. Like musical instrument operations is mechanical. I'm channeling the power of bullshit that is the D6 system.
And technically also, you know what? I'm going to use some Star Wars space launch. Using the telemetry of our fall and the orbit and rotation of Zenti, I will plot a course using computers.
You know what?
Plotting a course with a computer? What? We have computers for that? No.
Yes, make a computer roll.
What is this astrogation?
What the fuck do you say?
The way you just said that is so bad.
It was supposed to be.
But with that, I shall take my leave.
Right.
Since Yappy...
Get some sleep, man.
You get some sleep.
If anything does come up where you actually need me, please tell me. Because I'm at least getting food first.
Okay.
But I don't want to torment you with my presence of casual coughing and remarks slowing you guys down.
Yeah, it's like, if you're here, of
Well, that's
course,
what the mute button's for.
if you're here, of course, Yappy Show is going to happen. That being said, I don't think this will be all solved in one session, so...
Yeah, no, you're right. This is going to be minimum 2.
Yeah, it's going to be minimum 2.
We've pulled some bunnies, but, we're not that good.
So feel free to, rest up and have amongst everything else, there be Yappy stuff in the next session, and and possibly final session that you're going to be joining us in.
At this point, I'm hoping for 2, just so we get to an even 135, since we're on 133 right now.
That's funny.
By the way, you know what, guys?
Hmm?
I believe we're in syndication.
We passed 100. Yes, we are in syndication.
45.
All I can say is this.
Yep.
Yappy thinks what's happened. David, I will not forgive you if I cannot collect the final Yappy.
You don't 100% this man.
Well, I mean, technically he is collected. We know where he is. We know he's safe, and he is now an ally. So, if he chooses not to go home with you, I mean, you've still completed. You still, you can still reunite him with the clan long enough for him to at least explain why he's not coming back.
I expect some interesting conversations. But that, by all means, can be for next time.
Next
I
time,
shall
catch it.
retire into the background,
Okay.
as I have no means of actually providing valuable input at this point in time.
Well, again,
Get some rest.
yeah, rest up.
I'll still be here.
Um,
Don't worry, I'll still be here. I'll provide input if you directly ask me for it. But I just know I don't have any valuable input to give, so I'm just going to be quiet.
With that computer's roll, the way the ship is being pulled down, or the trajectory and everything of the ship is being pulled down, is too precise to be a coincidence. Because it wasn't just a straight pull; it was a pull at an angle to keep the closest to its current kind of geo-orbital line. So it's far too specific to be coincidence.
Roy will punch in the numbers, see all this. So first off, we are crashing, making planetfall. Squints at the monitor. Kind of taps the computer. And we're making fall for what did we call it?
I've been calling it reflex point.
And we're crashing into reflex point.
Huh. And
And
you said
yes,
that's
it's intentional.
okay. That looks at a cane.
Like
I assume that wasn't you.
It's too precise.
I assume you're not intentionally aiming that way.
My intent was to bombard key secondary points and take it over. You, he's looking over at you, Rory. You have the best engineering mind of us here. What benefit would this be? Having the ship crash there. I'm well aware of the kind of shield it has protecting itself.
Well, presumably that's the benefit, but yeah.
Well, merely a ship crashing couldn't be enough. If that were the case, we would have employed similar tactics.
Oh no, I get it. By all means, Rory, please explain to us what you think he's thinking.
Okay, in this case, unless you have something specific you want to do, it would be a either a capital ship roll or a no, I can't justify that. It would be a capital ship roll. Repair or engineering.
I suppose the follow-up question to that would be: do we want to, depending on what the answer turns out to be, do we want to actually let him follow through, or do something to try and stop it?
Personally, I'd say let him follow through because it'll give us a way in.
Well, we had a way.
Don't forget, it's a Death Star shield, so
yeah, I'd say
I'm sure I'll be meeting both friends and enemies, planet side. I will see you then. The broadcom is cut. Okay, that is enough. The Berger is, as I've already stated, a Super Star Destroyer class ship. Not only that, with it being the First Intelligence Bureau mobile HQ, it is outfitted with cutting-edge technology if you're not the Ubiquitous. That being said, it is using the newest, most powerful hypermatter reactor to power the artillery turbo cannons, its extensive amount of weapons, its kind of fleet-bearing shields. While say a normal Star Destroyer falling into that shield may do a little bit of something, the Bajur, with its latest power generation technologies, has a notable chance to break the shield. Because while the rest of the ship
So, yeah.
may come apart as it's hitting, once the hypermatter reactor hits and detonates, that's releasing all of the energy into the shield. Well, most of the energy into the shield. It's a spherical explosion. But you get my point.
Hmm. Rory will consider all this for a second to say, gut reaction is that Solar obviously wants a superstar destroyer out of orbit. Makes sense. You're a big target and you have a lot of guns. Math, though, along with your what do you call it? Hyperwave generator?
Hypermatter reactor. It's the same kind of thing like the Death Star was using. And I think the ISD-2s.
Yep. But your ship is based off an ISD-2, right? Down to everything?
Amongst other things, more specifically, it was the Superstar Destroyer equivalent of the Resurgence.
Then that means that has to be it. The generator on this ship is one of the only things that can... Sure, the rest of the ship will probably be flaming scraps by the time it gets to the surface, but that reactor, once it hits the shield, has a good... Takes his fingers off for a moment. For comedic sake, pulls out an abacus. A hollow abacus. 85% chance of destroying the shield? Or bringing it down?
Which we were wanting to do, but...
Why Silver wants to do it? I don't know.
Well, it's presumably because somebody turned the ubiquity in the intelligence community against him, so now he wants to secure the site either to get his name back, or he's going rogue.
Also,
either way,
Kane will speak up. that site was under my authority as D1. He wouldn't have access to just walk in.
So he's wanting access to take the site from you.
It is admittedly of strategic significance. It does make sense.
What's in there?
The planetary gravity well generator they were going to use to block off the system from hyperspace travel.
Hmm.
The thing we were planning to take out or capture if we could.
Yeah.
I would say with that
either way.
Sorry, go on.
But either way, it's kind of a moot point. Point is, we're heading to the surface, and we're heading relatively quick. I recommend abandon ship.
All this effort, but as was said, the loss of a ship is not a victory for the enemy.
But losing that shield generator would be. Apparently.
He mentioned we'd be his key. Obviously, collapsing the shield grants him much more unfettered access, but in doing so, he's opening the door to all of us.
Do you have access to it normally? If the shield isn't destroyed?
Yes, I could walk in essentially. But as you said, that appears to be a moot point once the Abajur's reactors makes contact with the shield.
Well, we can do something about that, presumably.
Actually, Rory might have an idea. It's a very silly one.
Okay, I've got some ideas myself.
Do we still have thrusters?
The Mandalorian next to you will will nod, but then add the same maneuvering issue from before would still exist. What are you suggesting?
Now, technically, we just have to ultra course enough not to hit the shield.
Yeah, what maneuvering issue is it? Just out of character? I don't recall one.
The maneuvering issue of the ship no longer having the integrity to perform a full pull away, because he's still thinking that you're talking about doing a full pull away.
Oh, we don't need to do a full pull away. Because the thing about Zenty, and Crow can just hear a big smile on Rory's face, is that we got a big fuck off ocean.
Yep. Again, we just have to ultra course enough not to hit the shield. Ideally, we can miss the landmass entirely, but at minimum, we need to miss the shield. Also, if we want to be really smart about this and hedge our bets, we can try to eject the core. I don't know if you're rigged for that, or whether Rory will have to get creative.
And if we really land it right, we can have it float on the surface of the planet. But I don't know about that one.
One miracle at a time.
Sounds like there's a number.
One
of
miracle
ideas.
at a time.
Sounds like there's a number of ideas.
One miracle at a time. It is.
I will state that ejecting the core is not a design option.
Okay. So, step one, we need to use what maneuvering we have to alter trajectory. Step two, we need to get down to engineering, and sounds like you get to plant some charges to dump the core.
Do we still want to dump the core? Because
I'm hoping if we can dump it soon enough, it'll stay in orbit. Either way, if we don't dump it, there's a chance it'll detonate on impact regardless of where we land.
Okay, I see your plan.
So I'm trying to minimize explosion.
Got it.
Okay, so I guess this technically would be somebody has to stay on the bridge to try and do the vectoring while somebody else is trying to get to engineering, since we're trying to do this roughly similar time frame.
Would it be easier just to eject the fuel than to eject the core?
You can't dump the fuel!
Actually, this is a hypermatter reaction.
Oh, yes, you are correct. It'd be easier to just pull a lever somewhere and just have all the fuel fall out, but...
Because the reaction can be turned off, because you can power down the core, and then just get rid of the fissile material.
Well, one, that would make sense, but two, that doesn't seem to be how Star Wars does it, and three, that's not as narratively interesting.
Fine.
But it is a good idea. I just don't think the Star Wars science works that way from what we have seen.
Mm-hmm. But from what Crow's saying, Roy will again think of this like, okay, yeah, if we can maneuver it right, take.
We're falling out of the sky, and we're probably going to need your help with telekinesis to help move the ship.
Oh.
Yeah, because fun fact, Silver has hedged his bets and is taking the biggest thing in the sector, i.e. the Super Star Destroyer, and since it's implied that intelligence isn't playing nice with Silver anymore, he wants to get in the reflex point, the base. He can't just walk in, so he's trying to crash the Super Star Destroyer to take out the shields so he can. However,
upside.
Yep.
The First Order has helped us with this because the First Order, the Imperial Ship Design Bureau has a thing for making vehicles somewhat aerodynamic. So if we can angle the nose correctly, we do get a little bit of a glide ratio.
Yep. However, between all of us, we've come with the idea that hypothetically, especially since Zenti has a big fuck off ocean, we could steer the ship enough that basically it glides along the atmosphere and lands in a much less populated area of the planet, thereby one, not hitting the shields and letting Silver have fun with his stuff, and two, and part of it, we are also going to try to remove the hypermatter reactor in it, because either way, that thing needs to go.
Either way, the rest of you might, the rest of your Mandos, anybody who's not involved in this effort probably ought to abandon ship now, because we're not keeping it in the air, and there's no reason for them to stick around when their weapons can be useful elsewhere.
Oh, good God. Question, does Condor have a tractor beam?
Not a powerful enough one for this.
No.
It doesn't have to be powerful enough to pull this in, but anything that we... The hell...
like a ton.
It's like a guiding, he wants to use it as a guide, but that requires us to bring her closer to the cities that we don't want to do.
Well, I mean...
This is true.
Hedging this all on
Good plan.
Xandor's dice is also probably not
I'm not
a
putting
great
it
idea.
all on your dice. I'm saying you're helping.
Okay.
You're going to use concentration plus telekinesis. Sky is going to use concentration plus telekinesis. And Crow is going to use piloting plus telekinesis. And between the three of us, we might be able to, change course enough not to hit the big red circle. Which is all we're trying to do, is miss the big red circle.
Yep. And you know what? Because it's a thing you can do in Star Wars, because the most recent Thrawn trilogy has basically made it canon, Rory will use the computer to make a projection course for what we need to avoid.
And
or
because
two
of
courses, one we need to avoid and one we need to go with.
And in theory, if I'm reading my command calculator right, I can command the telekinesis portion to have us all direct our efforts accordingly.
So just to confirm, he's going after the bubble.
Yes, Silver is trying to drop this ship on the bubble so the shield goes down so he can steal what's inside.
Okay.
Yes, because as it turns out, that was D1's responsibility.
Break the bubbles that Silver's attacking them.
Silver is attacking them.
Does he have forces?
Presumably, if he's going to drop us on it, he's in theory got forces nearby to go in once the ship falls.
Yeah. So, hypothetically, we can let our enemy take out our enemy.
The guys who control the bubble are the guys on the Mandos on the ship with us.
Right, I forgot we control the bubble.
Yeah, the bubble is technically now, in theory, ours. Assuming everybody inside the bubble is going to follow orders when D1 tells them to, surrender or whatever it is they're going to do in there. Now, narratively, I assume that's not how it's going to work, and Silver's going to somehow get in there anyway, but we'll see what happens.
Why don't we just drop the ship on Silver?
Because we don't know where Silver is! And, again, because the size of the explosion will do serious damage to the planet and probably kill a bunch of people we're actually trying to protect.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to minimize it.
This is a planet-cracking level explosion, as Rory just told us, so...
Silver's not in the bubble yet. He needs us to take the bubble down. So, before he's outside the bubble somewhere, we just need to find out where he's at.
Anywhere on the planet.
He is very likely outside of Reflex Point
Somewhere.
because if he was inside of it, he wouldn't need to crack the shield.
The problem is if we bring the ship down anywhere near there, there's a chance it'll take out the shield for him.
A small price to pay.
No, that's a very big price to pay.
Okay, yeah, it's a little bit of a big price to pay, but...
And say, this is not an instance where we need a sledgehammer instead of a scalpel.
But he deserves.
You just want to. You just want to squash Silver.
Hey, I'm all for squashing Silver. I just don't want to take the rest of the planet with him.
I
Okay. So we in theory have a plan. Mandos are abandoning ship. Maquis are redirecting ship. I also tell the guys on the Kaital to load up as many people as they can and then get out of the hangar because this thing's coming down. We will connect with them when we figure this out, but they don't need to stay in the hangar and have shit fall on them.
Okay.
Okay. I have a very important question that's not game related, just for a quick second.
Okay.
Is it considered classy or trashy if I bought a tall, skinny metal garbage can at Walmart to use as one of those things to keep champagne cool?
That feels like one of those white trash fixes.
I mean, you can't tell it's a trash can. It looks like a metal
You can also
bucket.
spray paint it if you really want to.
I don't have time for that. It doesn't look like.
I mean,
Okay, I'll send a picture. Carry on.
Okay, so how the force works lets me grant boosts.
it depends on how it looks, but that's all. I guess in the meantime, Rory is going to rush to engineering.
Here's the check.
Okay, yeah, that's just a little bucket. That's probably fine.
Yeah, that don't look anything bad.
I was when you said trash
It
can. I
will look
wasn't
totally
imagining
fine,
that.
Matt.
I
But
don't even think that's a trash can. I think that's a gardening bucket.
I just want to say that is entirely white trash. You're taking a bathroom trash bucket and turning it into a champagne holder.
Okay. I'm on a budget.
A bucket is a bucket is a bucket.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not saying it's not a bad idea. I'm just saying that's totally what that is. Welcome to the cell.
Keep the champagne that I've got cold and in my bedroom, so we don't have to go downstairs to go get it.
Ooh la la.
There's naked boys running around in the hallways of the house.
Matt, a bucket is a bucket is a bucket.
It gets the job done. That's all you need.
Gentlemen, this is a bucket. Dear God. Yes, Mom. No.
Okay, carry on.
Okay. Excuse me. Kane will announce on the PA. Any remaining Mandalorians get to the lifeboats and escape pods. Angle your descent to join Protector Raro on the ground. The Mandalorians on the bridge will get up and leave. The Gemini 4 will begin to leave. Well, I'm not asking for any rolls since you're on the line. I am wondering if Dimitri is going to do anything particular with that.
No.
Okay.
I would assist with evacuating people to Kaitol.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, he's acknowledging that talking to the Yappy can wait a minute.
Okay. I just want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. Dimitri only cares about the Yappy at this point in time, but he acknowledges the fact that a ship that can fall on the planet and destroy the planet is a bit bigger of a priority. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay. Rory, you're when you get to engineering. Unless you have a particular plan, in terms of how to get there, I'd like a running roll.
Parkour.
Parkour your way through the everything.
You know what? This is probably the best time to be like a pilot. a combination of running and jetpack. Because if I remember correctly, it is pretty much just straightaways if it's like an ISD.
Pretty cool. There's a lot of straightaways.
A lot
Yeah.
of turf.
Yeah, but keep in mind,
Yes,
parts
and-
of the ship have been ripped apart. So.
This is true.
And it is-
Even more of a
and
reason
it-
to use jetpack.
It also has the issue of uncontrolled, the beginnings of uncontrolled reentry.
This is very fair. But you said was it stamina or running?
Running.
Running.
Running. And just, I keep forgetting, Dex?
Running is
Or is
Dex.
that strength?
In this, running is Dex.
Okay, I sometimes confuse it because they're really similar.
And you also get 1D from Tandy.
Yeah. Much like with Dimitri on the Fire Core, this is going to represent your ability to avoid things like sudden shifts in hallway and power surges and things like that. So let's see how this goes.
Yep. Yep. Run, Luke, run!
May the force of others be with you.
Okay.
May the Schwartz be with you.
That too. Okay, I know how the Force works applies a boost to Force skills. Can I then combine how the Force works with Expert Precision to make it a boost on a 4+?
That wasn't the intent.
Okay, just make
Just
sure.
because when I designed it, I specifically did not want Command to have a overt influence over the Force.
Fair enough. Me providing a minor skill buff and a boost is still useful for us coordinating efforts.
There we go. That's what it was. Okay, Rory, you're running through hallways. In the beginning, it's fairly straightforward, as you mentioned with the imperial design. Problem is, this ship is rather large. So you start getting into areas where bulkheads have fallen, and you have to reroute through some maintenance areas, which you're rather familiar with, to get to other sections that are more accessible.
Actually, I just remembered a thing. I hate to cut you off.
Yep.
But after all those drills that we did on the practice Star Destroyer, will that help me any here? I know I already rolled, but I don't know. I just remembered that. I was like, oh, shoot.
I think that was a thing.
Given that there,
If not, that's
there
completely
is
fair.
a design similarity, I'll give you a +5. Because I believe you
So
practice
that's
on the
26. Okay.
Yeah, we practiced on the Vic to prep for
Yes.
for the ISD, for the resurgence. Yeah. that's what it
Yeah.
was. And he said this was at least inspired by the resurgence.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah,
So-
just my thing. Okay, please continue.
No problem. Okay. As you can, you continue, kind of routing yourself around some issues that has put you in some damaged areas where you're able to where you are able to avoid through either leaping or last second maneuvers um, searing searing gases from ruptures or exposed wires. The ship, you feel, begins to turn slightly as it begins to touch the atmosphere. Your ears pick up distant sounds of pings and straining metal. You'll notice in the hallway a structural alert siren comes on, kind of prompting you to accelerate when more readily you will hear a buckling and then sounds of pinging as bolts begin flying from their excuse me, as bolts begin flying from the internal mechanisms that are beyond walls. A few, unfortunately, impacting you during your run. Can I get a physical soak roll, please?
Oh, nope.
And to answer your unasked question, David, yes, this counts as an action sequence. It's not a combat, but it's still action.
Okay. There are some times that I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Usually moments that have would qualify for adrenaline.
Because I've had moments where that's failed when I've tried.
Yeah.
It, so
But that's usually either more in the execution or somebody else screws it up in how, by taking all the tension out of it.
Mm.
I don't count that as a failure on your part. If somebody gets TK'd to the wall and takes all the tension out of the moment or something. I will go collect food while you figure all this out. Cool.
Does that flat 10 count towards the physical senses, Escar, or is that something else?
Because I have not retconned that, the 10 still counts.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Jesus Christ!
As mentioned with the Maquis armor, there are flexi parts to it, which admittedly is still kind of, a metal composite Kevlar. But with that, as you're running and hearing pinging around, you're seeing sparks on areas of the walls where these bolts are just flying out of their fixtures of their structure. You'll be able to duck under as a beam tears through part way of the ceiling as you spring up to continue your movement. You will feel what amounts to a shove as a number of equipment bolts slam into you, sparking off of your armor, Does that put you under stunned or wounded at all for 13 points of damage?
13. 1 second.
Ooh, there's a lot of sixes in that, damn.
That does take me to stun.
Okay.
Or past stunned.
Well, okay. Like you're within the stunned range. Okay. You will feel that a shots of pain as the more flexible metal alloyed weave of your armor is hit as if you're being punched by a person that has like maybe some sort of needle gauntlet as the material flexes to try its best to absorb. Definitely impressions must have been made on your skin. Just from the sheer force of the impact. A pressure door in front of you begins to preemptively seal as some threshold must have been reached to tell the system that there's an imminent issue here. Could I get a second running roll, please?
Africa. No, Papa took y'all out.
Okay. You're able to dive under the door before it closes. Given the length of the ship and the state of it being deteriorating, can I get a stamina roll from you?
For the record, I just totally envisioned a Geordie barrel roll.
Yeah. That sounds like the reason we're going to be good in this situation. I really get to ask for stamina rolls. $17. Okay. Between your body getting beat up and forcing yourself to get here insanely quickly, you will find yourself physically winded. With that roll, you will be at a 1d fatigue penalty until you can find about a half an hour of relaxing inactivity.
Mm-hmm. And stunned also imposes a 1d as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, stun imposes a 1d.
Making sure I end.
which, for the sake of the scene, will apply in addition to the fatigue thing for your next course of action.
Oh boy.
But you do enter the engineering area, slamming the door control button. It opens. You see this large area where you have that kind of bridge that leads to the hypermatter reactor, where it's shooting its energy power beam out. The cooling equipment along the curvature of the room, and the fact that the main walkway is blocked by a large beam of metal that has perforated the side at a diagonal.
Oh, come on. This is Rory in character.
Okay. But you are in the correct room.
Do command boosts apply to character points also, or just the power die?
I believe I've had them apply to the power die.
Okay.
I might want to discuss that for balance purposes later, but for this...
Power die only, yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Actually, given that a character point is supposed to represent your personal extra oomph, it would make sense for it not to apply.
And this is when Rory reveals he had a lightsaber the whole time.
Shit.
Well, I may not have a lightsaber, but I do got this fancy dagger. I do got this fancy knife that I got from Trench. It's called a kniff instead of a knife.
There we go. Woo!
Give me a knife big enough, I'll change the world.
Destroying technically means changing, so don't say anything. I will cut the world. Actually, if you do, like, even cut the earth even just a little, like, make a little divot in the earth, you did tend to cut the earth. Anyways, but yeah, you need a roll for that, or do you want to go back to the, or do you want to go to the bridge crew for a little bit?
I can certainly go to the bridge crew, or you, but feel free to.
Whichever you would like. I'm willing to do either.
Given the situation, I'm fine with going back over to the bridge crew. Feel free to do preemptively roll how you want to handle this. And since I believe demolitions would be involved after that,
yep,
probably demolitions as well. For those on the bridge, Xandor, I see you're still on the call. Is there anything that you'd like to do?
Well, in theory, he's helping with the TK roll.
Right.
Yeah, I'm making sure we don't crash this.
What's your alter, and do you have concentration?
I don't.
Also, I do just remember that. Sorry.
I apologize. I'm not at a computer, so I cannot double check what force powers I have.
Okay, well, we know you have telekinesis because you've done that before.
Yeah.
So, what's
your
top?
I will double check my sheet on my phone.
Well,
While we wait for that, Greg, what were you saying?
As soon as he enters and before he's... And after he says, "Oh, come on," gets on PTB. Made it to engineering. Just need to clear a few obstacles before I can get there.
All right, we'll buy you what time we can. You got this. This is probably the smallest explosion we've ever asked you to make.
Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom.
Well, I mean, there was the wall. Well, I mean, there was that wall.
True. But you missed the wall and blew up the ceiling, so I don't want to bring up the wall. Trying to psych you up, not psych you out. Blew all our cards for psyching out earlier. All right, Xandor, what do you got?
Hold on. I will pull it up in just a second.
Oh,
Putting the
I
final touches on my lovemaking space tonight.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're 2.5 hours in, you can say that.
Oh, no, like, I've got rose petals on the bed, candles, champagne on ice. Like, we are going the whole 9 yards here. I've never put in this much effort.
Nice. Whoa. Husband.
Even I did sign up for that. I've even got the light set to a special color.
Oh, nice.
Everyone's like, we don't care, Matt. Just tell us if you've got concentration.
And what your altar dice is.
Yes, you can enjoy your love nest, but what is your altar skill? This is literally life or death.
Yeah, pretty much.
My altar skill is 1d plus 1. I always use 5 CP when I use telekinesis.
Okay, 1d plus 1. Alright.
I have projective telepathy, receptive telepathy, magnify senses, life sense, danger sense, and life detection.
Okay, no concentration. Got it. Okay. You skipped the most basic of basic force powers. Which, considering you trained him, that tracks. I bet Kyrendon doesn't know concentration either.
Kyrendon didn't, like, I mean, he trained me, but he didn't train me. Because technically he just...
Alright. So, Crow dives into whatever passes for the helm station on this thing.
Okay.
All I know is it doesn't have a giant pirate wheel.
Unfortunately.
What am I looking at?
Well, you're looking at, oh, you mean what skill to roll? It would be piloting. It would be
I assume it's
capital
piloting,
ship piloting. But in terms of what you're looking at, you're looking at a...
I was trying to figure out how bad it was, you know, give you something to narrate.
Oh, I was gonna...
Yeah.
Since I know what your goal is, I was gonna look at your roll and then narrate the situation.
So direct people to the appropriate viewports so they can help with the TK.
I will bring the 5 CP for the TK roll.
Okay, if you want to. I was giving you a command bonus, but I'll take 5 extra CP on top of that.
Yeah.
I'm burning 3 CP, so that's all fair. Alright. We probably only have 1 shot at this, so let's not fuck it up.
And y'all can roll for me.
Yeah, alright.
It's
I
6.
figure we're gonna have to roll for you.
Yeah.
Alright. Hold on to your butts.
Okay, I believe your destination...
Seemed appropriate.
I believe your destination was just the ocean.
Yeah, you know, the big bluish mass that covers most of the planet.
Okay.
In the words of a famous movie, the big blue wet thing. Bonus points if you know where that's from.
Okay, the ship begins straining as you begin maneuvering it out of its trajectory. Though there being ripples of heat on the viewports, as there is straining from your allies as they're reaching out, trying to nudge the ship from the exterior. Remember, really, you were still wanting the power core jettisoned.
Yeah, our hope is to jettison it in an orbit, but over the ocean is also good. Just anywhere where it's not going to instantly explode, and definitely not on top of the shield generator.
Okay.
Putting it into a low orbit would be the ideal, but like that over the ocean is acceptable.
Okay. You will see on your monitor, and as you look out, the trajectory shifting. As you are moving away from the shield. Though given the sheer size of it, you're still having to try to carefully adjust the ship without tearing it apart. At the moment, you're projected to be at the edge of the shield, but as you know with navigation, if it's 1,000 miles, even an inch off is a much greater distance.
Just trying to follow Rory's dotted line that he gave us.
You'll see warnings on the monitor as a few of the maneuvering thrusters blow out due to the strain against the hull, rupturing some of the thruster fuel lines.
Pro just gets annoyed at the alarms and uses the laser on his gauntlet to blow out the alert system while we're going down.
It sparks as it just.
Nobody asked you anyway.
Okay. Rory. Given that ideally you don't want to be completely through the atmosphere when you jettison this thing, let's see how you do, and then I'll bounce back to the pilot.
Question before I do. Spending character points makes them a power die, right?
Every character point you spend adds 1d to your roll. That 1d is a power die. Yes.
Okay, because this just got very stupid then. Because I spent 3 character points on my precision cutting, because I'm not feeling too terribly well with only 3D after the penalties.
What?
But considering everything, this is rather silly now.
Silly is good.
And 1 character point on demo.
Yeah, silly means we live.
Rory is being is thinking all the mantras that he learned from the Islands. I am one with the Force. Denti is the... And, I don't know. It's the
I'm one with the
stuff.
Force. The Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me.
You may not have a lightsaber, but people would doubt that fact if anyone was here to see you, as you swiftly precision cut through the mere piece of ship structure that denies you your path.
I am a storm whittling away, pushing away the debris from the Force.
As you remove the obstacle in your way, there is a shuddering in the ship as the hull ripples under some new stresses. High in the ceiling of this room, you'll see a spark that ignites a flammable material in the piping in the ceiling that shatters down some sheets of Duracell that clatter near you, but not at any kind of threatening area. As you begin to move around and begin planning your charges to forcibly eject.
You fool! You gave him more fuel for his explosion.
To forcibly eject the hypermatter reactor. As you swiftly move through planning charge here, having the yielded angle be correct, you feel confident in your placements. Can I get a dexterity roll as the ship shifts, as its trajectory is altered further? The current projection, Crow, is 90% landfall, 10% shield full.
Oh, you know what we forgot?
Hmm?
We forgot my dark side dice.
Were you using the dark side?
I mean, I wasn't avoiding dark side.
Okay. Feel free to add a d6, though that does mean I have to alter the difficulty because the dark side spikes the difficulty.
+5 brings him up to 59.
Okay.
Man, using the dark side makes it harder. I thought that was the easy one.
No, sorry. If you refuse it, it makes it my
right.
mistake.
I was gonna say,
If you refuse it, it makes it harder. Sorry, you're not refusing it, so there you go.
Yeah, dark side's fucking with us.
Yeah.
Xandor is letting the hate flow through him right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because Xandor has to live so he can kill Silver and the buddy. So obviously he has to let the hate help lift the ship.
Then I have a suggestion for you, Xandor.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
If the reactor was given a little bit of a nudge, I am sure that your vengeance would be complete. All you do is maybe take out mountains that, given the First Order's control, have probably been evacuated of any kind of civilization.
Thank God we already had this conversation.
Yeah. Can someone roll me a D100? High or low?
I can do that.
David, call high or low.
Shoot me? That's my job. Low.
D100, go! 61.
If it's less than 10, Xandor might be bad.
It was 61.
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. I think that was a fair percentage to give for him to give in.
Yeah, considering we literally just had that conversation.
Yeah.
If we hadn't had the conversation, yeah, the percentage would probably be higher, I assume.
Oh, yeah. No. If we hadn't had the conversation, it would have been at least 60-40, if not 50-50. They say when Amir Ka is born, fate tosses a coin.
Okay. But yes, Rory, your demolition is set. And with that shaking and that 27, you were able to keep your footing as the shaking of the ship as the shaking of the ship risked shifting your arm near a section of wall, since you're again having to make an ejection zone where there isn't one. It risks shifting your arm towards a piece of Durasteel that's glowing in red and yellows from a heat source beyond the wall.
Oh God!
Nice forging temperatures.
I don't want to forge my arm. I know I said I want to be a cyborg, but not this way.
Oh, this is how the Cyberpunk series starts.
There is no escape. You
Plot
have
twist.
begun the process.
Roaring is actually his Super's character.
But
Yes.
As the wall starts heating up and Rory's armor starts heating up, he just remembers something Pro said a while back. Maquis aren't made, they're forged.
Go.
I'm
so
pretty sure he'd be terrified.
if I heard correctly, I'm getting close to super cooked. Is that right?
No, there was a piece of wall that you were near where you were planning an explosive that was red hot, and you were able to keep your footing and not have the jostling of the ship push you into it.
Okay. He suddenly gets a reality where he suddenly has a robotic arm.
Yes, you will become like every other protagonist in this story.
God, why are we going the speed limit in the fast lane, people?
But that was the last detonator to plant.
All right, I guess I start walking away because we're still technically in orbit, and I know what happens when it decompresses.
Okay.
Because there's gonna suddenly be a hole.
Okay. Yup.
That's what magnets are for.
Mag boots.
Yeah, but this is also space.
Oh, I know.
This is also space.
I mean, your armor's protected against space, but yeah, I totally understand not wanting to be in the room when that happens.
Was in the room
Yeah,
when it
vacuum
happened.
seal, metal boots.
Magno machines.
Get to a point to close the door. PTP. Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
Brace! And by brace, we mean everybody get ready to wiggle around on the set awkwardly.
As you press the button.
Ah! Ah!
With the button presumably pressed, there's a which is swiftly cut off by the sounds of adjacent room decompression. The section that you're in rumbles, and now I have to ask the most horrifying of questions: high or low, Rory?
Obviously, low is the right answer. It worked so well before.
Whichever gets me gets out of trouble. I'm kidding. Hi.
Hi? Okay.
Yeah.
Ah!
Okay.
Yay?
The lights in the hallway you're in shut off.
Oh no, Vader's about to take a walk.
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
The klaxon.
Which, by the way,
Sorry, go on.
which quick thing about that scene, Vader literally turned off his life support for the drama.
Yes.
His lights were out.
He held his breath to
Anakin
make an
Skywalker
entrance.
thrives off drama. Anyway, sorry. So, lights turn off.
The lights turn off. The wailing klaxons go silent with a squelch.
Oh, gross.
Crow. You will notice the controls, like the stations surrounding you, go beginning to shut down as you lose your telemetry projection. Your controls still function.
It's okay, just use the mag compass.
Though
Comp what?
Though you notice that there's more of a gravity fall going on here as the main engines must have cut out. Though moments later, there's a vroom sound as a thrumming goes through the ship as your screen returns, though not in as vibrant colors, more in a kind of a grainy green DOS, as essentially emergency battery systems and power systems begin taking up the slack. There would be several emergency lights lit.
If I had shot them.
Except you shot the panel. Rory. There will be a light in your hallway as you hear a strumming. Though this light is not coming from the light fixtures, which you find are in fact flaring out and bursting, but red and yellow hues, along with muted noises, as you recognize these sounds of sections of power conduit rupturing under power flow and igniting nearby coolant and lubricant chemicals.
Oh shit! Fuck.
The dull red-yellow lighting ahead is creeping forward towards you. So in front of you is the heating up of the hallway as internal chemicals are ignited, and behind you is the beyond the door is the vastness of space and atmosphere from the ejection that you have successfully pulled off. What would you like to do?
Staring at all this, he will quickly say, Eba, Necro.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know, the ship's gonna be burning real fast. We've got coolant leaks down here, and, well, it's gonna lead me on an interesting path, so
Well, find a
I may
hatch.
not see you all for a while.
As I find a hatch and bail, we'll catch up. We're not going to be here much longer either.
Are we in Atmo?
Part of the ship is touching ammo, but this is a long ass ship.
I say we're touching Atmo. Though, as we learned in Mandalorian Season 3, your jet, especially because we use rocket packs, you're trans-Atmo.
This is true.
It's like, we are low enough, you can jump.
This is... So yeah, that's actually the question is like, wait, are we in Atmo?
We just hit Atmo.
Alright, I'll see you on planet.
See you on the bounce.
Don't stay too long. I guess my plan is, I guess, stupid enough to, well...
You're in the atmosphere in a sealed suit with a jet pack, a rocket pack. You'll be fine.
Again,
it's not exactly hard
it's just
to
more of
land
the
safely.
Well, more specifically, this is atmospheric.
But it's more the depressurized.
Your suit's
It's
pressurized.
just more or less
You're already in.
So it's deep.
You're already in a pressurized atmosphere, going into the atmosphere. There's nothing to worry about.
Well, I mean, technically the atmosphere is very, very thin.
Well, yes, but his suit is pressurized. He doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, his suit's already pressurized, one.
Yeah.
And two, the ship is pressurized to the same atmosphere.
Yes, but I think...
No,
that's primarily
atmospheric
what...
pressure isn't evenly distributed across the atmosphere. It literally, like, that's why our cabin...
Yes, I'm aware.
Time out. That was more or less what I was worried about, of being just basically into the wild blue yonder.
Well,
but by the sound of it, that's not the case.
Well, I will say this: the ship is moving faster than your jetpack.
The explosive decompression has already happened, so once you jump out, as long as you rocket away from the ship, you'll still get sent back away from us, but you won't hit the ship.
Yeah, so...
Again, we saw this done on the show, so we know how it works.
Oh yeah, I actually saw that too.
Yeah.
But so technically, would heading out the hole I just created be a bad idea?
If you make your rolls, it would be a good idea.
As long as you don't fuck up the roll, yeah.
Because the issue you're going to have is there's going to be heat, just because the ship, the hole that you're on, is going to be experiencing atmospheric friction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're going really, really fast.
There's no changing that. Yeah, going really, really fast, really fast.
But you should be fine as long as you
There's
make
no
the skill
helping
check.
that. So
You should be fine as long as you dodge.
All you have to do is make the roll, and you'll be fine. Because once you jump out, you'll have a moment of friction with the atmosphere, and then you can activate your jetpack to slow yourself down to something manageable.
No, I'm fine with the jetpack part. It's the getting out of the ship part. That's where
don't fuck up your roll, and you should not hit the wall.
And well, if you do, we'll have a memorial for you.
Even if he does fuck up, I think the armor will take it from what we've seen it do.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
He'll get a nasty bruise and be crazy.
Not standing on the surface of the sun.
So,
I don't know, we came pretty close to that too once, and the armor soaked that.
So, Rory, let's...
Oh, I know.
Let's go.
It's like Crow flew through a volcano.
I guess jetpack roll?
Yep.
Well, remember, the door behind you is closed.
So you have to either open the door or find another door.
This is the closest one, and I know I made a pretty big explosion.
This is the way. Go for
Line-
the action hero moment. You know you want to.
The floor you're standing on is vibrating.
Yep. Take some cleansing breaths.
And don't worry about Dimitri. He's being a taxi for all the people who didn't feel like being heroic.
Yeah, it's like
An action hero scene as escape.
Yeah, Dimitri's in theory tailing in the Kaital, so you can just hit the windshield like a Garfield and.
That'll be if you succeed with a crit fail on the dice.
Yep.
I need to hit.
Oh, how demoralizing is that to see one of your top friends just crash on the windshield and just plummet to the planet? Oh. Anyways, though.
No, I guess you wouldn't plummet
lines
to the
up
planet,
his
just hit the
jet.
windshield, and then somebody would turn on the wipers and keep bopping you in the head, and you're just like, stop it!
That's exactly what Dimitri would do, too. It's just like, you deserve this. You failed. You failed your epic of being.
So
he rests his jetpack on the door, takes some cleansing breaths, and remembers a passage he probably saw from the Okayawans. When the storm rages, much like the Force, you must give in. Unlocks the door, and just lets himself go, letting the Force guide him. But unfortunately, I don't have Force points, but I can still spend character points to show the Force.
Range on. Gravity never bothered me anyway.
you are hit by a large amount of heat as you're exposed to as you're exposed to the area that has this almost like milky white fire as it's the ship's hitting the atmosphere. The Durasteel down the one you'd call it chasm of a hole that you made glowing at different intensities. Some things catching on fire seemingly from nothing, but nevertheless, it is the closest opening. And as long as you don't touch the sides, you should be better off. Jetpack roll, if you please.
And always roll random food for thought. What Lorian's reaction is? Armor.
What was that? You cut out part way.
Say what?
While Greg is calculating results, random food for thought was what was the Mandalorian's reactions to seeing Dimitri in old Mando armor?
Well, remember, it doesn't look like Mando armor.
I thought it did.
Remember, I changed up the helmet and shit. It's reminiscent.
So the only person who would actually know what the hell it is would be the Forge Master.
Other Forge Masters might recognize it, but I don't think Kane is one.
Okay. I was just curious about that because I remember it was like you did that. It's like.
Okay. Crow. You're based on your current trajectory, 0% chance of shield fall, 100% chance of landfall.
Oh, thank God.
Rory. You fall and then ignite your jetpack. Flying downward, you do feel the occasional increases in heat as you pass through a few portions of invisible flame. Though it's swift enough merely raise the temperature for you and not actually burn you. As you suddenly hit the atmosphere, as it's now slowing you down, independent of the Bajir SSD, as swiftly, and if you weren't expecting it due to you knowing maths, some would say suddenly, you and the ship, now no longer being a single unit, are effectively moving apart from one another as you're struggling to control the admittedly expected jolt of hitting the atmosphere. You tumble some as you wrestle with it. A large piece of equipment that has torn off the outer hull of the destroyer hurtles towards you. You recognize it as one of the Barbette turbo cannons. As you ignite ignite a vector thrust, as it just passes you, as it trails off in the distance. Hull fragments are beginning to kind of tear and split off from the semi-controlled re-entry. You're able to fortunately avoid any fragments that would be large enough to be a danger for you. As the excuse me, as the destroyers seemingly accelerating, you're able to note that with the auxiliary power, a few of the smaller sub-engines at the aft must have been able to ignite, which is good from the standpoint of it'll be able to improve the vectoring to be beyond just the thrusters trying to shift around a little bit. So the destroyer effectively is kind of pulling ahead of you, like at a different angle. Tandy will alert will alert you of a energy surge near your location, as she's beginning to give you coordinates. There will be a light behind you. That even is bright enough to cast the destroyer's shadow onto this side of the clouds beneath. As that light dissipates, the Tandy signal and all PTB communication momentarily gets scrambled in not just static but also bursts of random noise. Rory, Do you expect what's coming?
Oh.
Though it is some distance away, and as far as the planet is concerned, a safe distance away.
What happened? All I heard, last thing I heard was Tandy.
Tandy was in the middle
like
of
bright light and then.
Yeah, Tandy was in the middle
Nuclear
of giving you
fire
coordinates.
has come upon you.
As Tandy was trying to give you coordinates when suddenly the signal went haywire with that bright light that would have been behind you given what your target destination is. This is not intentional jamming, but all kinds of energy bands being flooded and your PTP picking up and essentially interpreting things along its wavelength that isn't language. The hypermatter reactor which you had ejected has detonated a safe distance away from the planet. However, you're still slightly above the planet in terms of the ground, as far as the ground is concerned.
Yep. Like I said, nuclear fire be upon you. I hope you're braced for the flash and heat death.
Well then.
I was hoping to salvage that. Oh well.
Also, that means, technically speaking, that the Kaital's also within this blast range.
I don't know. You guys have control of where the Kaital was positioned.
Yes, I haven't said where the Kaital is.
Oh. Well, I'm fighting the Kaital. I was told to go to a place. I'm going in that direction.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Kaital's safe.
And I would probably be smart enough to stay the hell away from that thing. It'd be much faster than Greg would ever possibly be to do that.
That's it. Yeah, you have to. You were told to be clear, so you should be fine.
Rory, I will need a second jetpack roll as a pressure wave slams into you.
Oh, he doesn't have to deal with the heat wave first? Lucky him.
Well, presumably he's far enough away and he's just caught in a cinematic explosion versus an actual explosion.
Zeskar.
Yeah. Plot metal protects him.
Remember, one of the reasons why they were doing this project here is because of its heat and energy conductivity, which in part strengthens it as it gets hotter.
No, I do recall that.
So plot metal plotted.
Guess what, Greg? You're one of the few people who get to say they survived a nuclear fire.
Without even having a fridge.
Oh boy, I didn't get fridged.
Don't worry, you're still in space though. We got plenty of time for that to happen.
Also, I don't think it's actually a nuclear reactor, so I mean...
According to Disney Canon Wikipedia, it is technically a form of a fusion reactor.
Ha!
Okay then. So cold fusion, boom.
I say it sounded odd because it sounded like it's a kind of fusion. To which I'm like, it either is or it isn't.
Hey, it's space fantasy. I'm not worried about it. The point is, he gets to look cool rolling with an explosion in space. I am happy to let him have his awesome space explosion roll moment.
Oh, absolutely.
He earned it.
And after that happens, I just want to fly by and hit him into the windshield and collect him on the Dimitri Express. One stop, wherever the con ends up being. Anyways, though, best of luck. It's not 10. I am officially clocking out.
Have a good night.
He clocked out. Wait, what?
Eric went to bed.
Did we in?
Eric went to bed. I'm waiting for the... Unless I missed it, I'm waiting for the second jetpack roll from Rory.
Yes, I know. We're not done yet. We're just, Eric is done. Not that Eric was really in the session anyway, so.
I'm kind of wondering where we're not hearing Greg.
Because he's rolling stuff, and he's on mute.
Oh, sure. When he's on mute. Okay.
Find out where my my husband is. Oh my god. In flight. Arriving.
What was that?
35
you have to roll soak. Oh, no, it was jetpack.
Jetpack roll.
Yeah, jetpack roll.
Because the pressure wave has hit you.
I said roll to not crash.
That's gonna be is 18. No. 20.
20? Okay. You will be hit by the pressure wave. Have you ever seen The Rocketeer?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't, I'm old.
The Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer.
That does not sound familiar.
If you haven't seen that movie, Greg, you need to see it because it is a Greg movie. It's got Greg written all over it.
There's a lot of movies I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that movie specifically gives me Greg energy. Like you would love that movie.
Well, in that case, I will describe it then. You get hit by the pressure wave and suddenly find yourself tumbling, not just off course in midair, but with your jetpack still on. Your tumbling is constantly changing. Your jetpack's vector. So you're in what you imagine would be a uncontrolled tumbling spin if you were the starfighter, as you're jerked in one direction, then you shift uncontrollably as you're suddenly going in another direction. You're tumbling in such a way where you're facing groundward, and then suddenly spaceward.
Yeah, I completely uncontrolled fall. Luckily, I'm sure Crow has trained us for this.
Mm-hmm.
Rory will go spread eagle, parachute style.
Okay.
Trying to orient himself. Force his body to orient.
Okay. Spreading eagle and orienting yourself. You will see below the clouds part in a bizarre way as the pressure field that passed you impacts some of the higher altitude clouds, causing bizarre shapes. And down below, you see the destroyer continuing to move. 70% chance of landfall, 30% chance of seafall.
Alright.
You will feel, everyone on the ship will feel it rock as the pressure wave hits, but due to the sheer just mass and distance away it is, it's not enough to throw you off your feet or anything of that nature. As the ship is continuing to fall, you will see you will be able to see some of the ongoing city fights that are going on, and the fact that there are fighters that suddenly break off their fur walls as your shadow like eclipses them. You will occasionally see a fighter like break off and zoom across the viewport, as now there's some amount of aerial fighting going on around the falling ship.
All right, next set of jumpers.
Oh, we're all jumping?
Well, you two are jumping. I'm going last because I gotta keep her straight. Otherwise, she might start corkscrewing and is a bit more likely to hit you on the way out.
I mean, isn't that what autopilot's for?
This is Star Wars.
Oh,
And also,
right.
Also, the ship is falling apart. I'm pretty sure the autopilot was the first thing to go when all the consoles blew out.
Well, again, I'm going real piloting stuff. So, anyway, okay, yeah, someone roll. What do I need to roll for jumping?
In this case, it would be jetpack operations. You will be getting a 60 bonus, which is under mechanical. I don't know if you actually put any points into jetpack.
I don't think I ever did.
So then whatever your mechanical is.
Also, the 2 plus at least either 1D or 2D from the helmet.
No,
Yeah,
because
the
the helmet only
one
applies
told
to
me to
repulsor
put it
lift
in
operations.
One only told me to do repulsor lift, not jetpack.
Repulsor lift is for vehicles, not your jetpack.
Yeah. So if someone can roll me 8d6.
You have 8d6 in jetpack?
I think that's including your bonus.
Well, if I've got a 6d6 bonus, yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. Alright. Crow and Sky look at each other. She bats a shoulder as she goes for the door that we learned is apparently right near the bridge
Right
for jumping out. As she's doing that, Crow nods, reaches over to turn off the little telemetry thingy he's been using, so he can shut that to the power steering.
Okay.
Because Luke, your navcom is off. What's wrong?
Crow, you just turned off your telemetry now. What's wrong? Nothing. Oh,
And
nothing.
just, takes a breath, starts trying to get that, force Zen on as he blows a force point to try and keep it level. While at least Sky is trying to maintain TK on the ship even as she's jumping. But
Okay. At the moment, all this has been off of your initial roll.
I assume there's going to be a new roll involved.
In terms of keeping it straight.
Yeah. Or am I keeping the old roll?
You're keeping the old for the purpose of keeping it straight. However, keep that in mind for 30 seconds in the future.
Okay. So I'll just hang on to that roll. The pre-rolling I did, I'll hang on to it for a minute.
Okay. So I'll just need Zandor's and Scully's
jetpack rolls. Yeah.
jetpack.
Which I am keying in now. Allons-y. Oh, I'm sorry, Xandor. You only rolled a 38.
Okay. Nice. I was mildly concerned there for a second. Not for the 50 though.
Yeah, her force point for TK and supporting Crow, gave her 50 on the jetpack. So.
Okay. So Xandor and Sky, you jump out, engaging your engines, your jetpacks. As you trail down, there's a glittering around you as outer plating is like falling, so it's disintegrating. disintegrating off as you safely remove yourselves from that particular dangerous situation. Though down below, you do see the flashing of blaster bolts, smoke from explosions as the First Order forces are continuing to try to penetrate Maquis defenses.
I wonder how they're doing. I haven't rolled in a while.
So far, your ground forces have been really, really on point.
Well, to be fair, our ground forces are probably better trained than our space forces, just because the space force is new.
Gee! Given that 6, there we go. That's 5-0. Though, I realized I accidentally took the... That's what she whispered to me, so I know the balance of things, but now you know the balance of things, so...
Yeah, we're good. I mean, it's not like that it was that hard for us to intuit the balance of things. We've been seeing how the force rolls have been going.
So as the Voyager is continuing to descend, and you have changed the power to power steering, there is something that you noticed. Perhaps from the pressure wave, or maybe from some minute mistake, you're able to eyeball and intuit a potential issue. I'm not sure.
This loud ass turret signal that's trying to distract me? No.
You will see that, because I assume at some point you were going to bail yourself once it was on a safe.
Yeah, well, I was figuring after I made the next roll. Like, again, he's just trying to get as far away from people as possible, and then he's bailing.
You will find that if you were to let go a minute from now, which would be your scheduled time, there is not a 100% chance of it clearing the land area.
Okay. So how long do I gotta stick it out?
Well, if you want to be certain, you would need to. If you want to be certain, you need to stay at the controls the entire time. Though I will state this as a question for you.
Kevin, come on.
Yeah. Question.
Sorry, never mind.
He's talking to the animals.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was muted, and I was talking to my boy.
Due to the no longer being a 100% chance, you dictate to me what you want your evacuation difficulty to be. The higher the number is, of course, the closer to impact you are, and thus the more percentage that it will successfally hit ocean without you intervening.
Can I ask what the based on that calculation? Can I ask what the DC would be for it? 100% assured miss.
Then you would not evacuate and remain at the controls.
Okay. Quinlan's gonna bail now. Probably should have had him bail with Sky, just have her hold him, but
Good boy, Quinlan. Good boy. Quinlan, you've been a good dog.
No, fuck it. Crow's gonna write it down. We're gonna have faith in the armor and the shields and shit.
Okay.
If Anakin and Obi-Wan can survive this, Crow can survive this.
In which case, this is where the second rule comes in.
I mean, you might have asked for the difficulty for 99% chance of survival.
Well, if I wasn't if I did not have the overconfidence dissad that says I can totally survive this, I might agree with you.
But the real question is, would Sky have made you promise to bail?
Well, Sky already jumped, so.
I know, but I'm saying before she jumped.
She would have made me a promise not to die.
Okay.
Just rolling Quinlan's jump right now.
Alright.
$44 is enough for Quinlan to jump?
Yes, 44. Yes, given the distance and everything, yes.
Okay, in which case you said I need a piloting roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because I don't want to accidentally hit one of those unnamed, unmarked fishing villages and shit that David decided to put on the map. I mean, put on the map, I mean not put on the map, we just know they exist in places. Ha! It's here for that force point I used.
Nice. As the ship is coming down, pieces of debris falling off, like turrets and things of that nature. There's the occasional explosion from anti-fighter missiles detonating. Dang it.
Oh, because you're texting and driving, dipshit.
You'll find that you're clear of the land. Oh, wait, an island! Oh, you're clear of the island!
It's okay, it's just this little place in the South Pacific called Maquis. It totally won't spawn a franchise when I hit it.
There is a violent violent jolt as the Super Star Destroyer slams into the ocean. I will need a physical soak roll from you.
Okay, right for impact, we click the clicky.
Right.
Plus 3D from the shield generator, shoot baton is 5D plus 2. This is physical. You can't botch on soak.
You are thrown from your seat. If you had crush webbing on, the crush webbing would tear off the seat as your various layers of shielding impact the console that you, the helm that you were just using, as the momentum of this massive object you are inside suddenly just drops as you hit the bulkhead. When you hit the bulkhead, your outer shield breaks as you are forced forward, and your barrier and body slam against partly the frame and part the transparent steel. As transparent steel cracks from your impact. Okay, well, it's 10:30. You take, even with all those defenses.
Can you really just say it's 10:30?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
You take 10 points of damage.
Ha!
It would have been far more if that shield wasn't there. I rolled like planetary cap laser crash damage, so that seemed appropriate.
Gotta admit, I expected that to hurt more.
I did too.
Again, if Anakin and Obi-Wan can do it.
Okay, I am going to drop the call as I have just arrived at the airport and I need to go find my husband.
Have fun.
Yeah, I was
Have a good
saying,
night, good sir.
Yep, have fun.
I think fun is pretty much assured at this point.
Have more fun,
Well, have a
damn
good
it.
night,
I will talk to you guys the next gaming, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alright, see you then.
Yep. Greg's still on my lines. I said, Greg, you're still on my lines.
Though, in a funny, like, Star Wars cinema way or show, I can imagine, like, pan to show the Star Shore Bridge, how it's even more wrecked than before. Crow already hit the floor, shows his hand, like, hit the counter, pulls himself up. Fucking did it!
Nailed it!
Bitch! Let's see the Jedi do that! I landed the whole ship. They only landed half.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Also, to as a rebuttal to you, Tris, it would not be Macross. That would be Robotech. Because technically, you're a giant alien ship crash landing in a part
They're
of
the
planet.
same thing.
Oh,
I
okay.
think Macross Island exists in both.
Yeah, Macross Island exists in both. The footage for Robotech is the dub of the anime Macross.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Because I saw the one shot y'all did for Robotech. I was like, yes, Robotech. I was like, So yes, I revoked my statement.
I'm glad you watched it. I'd be interested in Z opinion, but because it was a totally different system. But that being said, I will. Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. So
Please.
with all of that, I will have to have Silver go to one of his backup plans and say, "Congrats, guys."
I rode a Star Destroyer into the planet, right?
Yep.
I'm just looking at my thing. I fell from orbit and took a stun.
That's one way to put it.
No, it knocked me to stunned. Exactly stunned.
Oh, damn. It's exactly.
Yeah, I am at 40 of 50 hit points, which is exactly stunned.
Nice. Also, 50 hit points. Goddamn, boy.
Yeah,
I feel squishy.
I was actually kind of afraid, because I was rolling like 15 dice for that, and you know how the average can spike sometimes.
I mean, I saw some of my rolls of like, oh, I've only got like 3 dice, 28 total. What the fuck?
Look, I had something to prove to the Wrestling Air about honor and not giving.
That we did it our way, damn it. Oh god, we're like Frank Sinatra. We did it our way.
I don't give a fuck about the fish, but I had to make sure no people got it.
This is going to feel very silly when I award you guys stuff for in-game.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, sometimes it's just how it be.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Next session.
Yeah, this was very interesting.
Yep.
Next session may in fact be the final session.
I doubt that, but
I'm still thinking it's going to be our like 3, maybe 2.5.
Yeah, I could see 3
for the finale.
2 at the minimum. Because anything else, we're probably going to have a minute to spend a good chunk of the session regrouping and figuring out what the fuck is going on now.
Yeah, and with our revised plan of, okay, D1's actually here, and he could just walk in. Are they going to listen?
That's it, because our entire plan revolved around taking Reflex Point, what we're calling Reflex Point. Now we don't have to do that, so there's a hard pivot while we try to figure out where the fuck we have to point everything now. We have a lot of things primed to take a base we don't need to take, in theory.
So that means free resources. Resources are suddenly freed up that weren't free.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking that it might be finishable in one session.
Well, you have a better feel for that than we do, so.
Considering how much was done in this one session, and that's with starting at about 6:30, I think it's possible.
We shall see.
Well, yep, we shall see.
Yep. Well. Woo!
Good.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that?
Good times. That's all.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you guys were going to do. Like, you could have just let it fall and do its thing and take advantage of that. You could have. There were so many things you guys could have done. I wasn't sure what you guys were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we have no idea what we're going to do, so it's all fair.
Yeah. Yeah, and to be fair, I wouldn't have thought about piloting it if I hadn't listened to the Thrawn Chaos trilogy, where it just talks about the ascendancy shit. And he and another Chiss Admiral pulled a very funny stunt of, oh, we're getting enclosed by all these ships. And there's a hyperlane on the other side? Bet. Let's get real close to Admiral, real fucking close, and basically slingshot our way to the other side, because no one will be dumb enough to follow us. And wouldn't you know it, none of them were dumb enough to follow me. follow them in Atmo. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this ends, and